So we were on the FristiLeak on the shell that we already gained in last time. So over here, I'm going to use my got milk, balance escalation, and Payato. So where we are. So PWD. Okay, we are on the root directory. So let's see, do we have Python? Yes, we have Python. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a proper terminal over here. So let's do Python, and we just spawn a bin bash. So yeah, so we have a bash terminal over here, a proper TTY. So let's have all. Okay, so we are on the server side, and this machine is all about the encryption standard. So what are we going to do? We're going to go to the home directory, and we're going to look for some username. So over here we have username admin, see we have exit, we have FristiLeak. So as per we know, what we have done the last time, we have get access to the admin directory on the server side. So what we have done the last time, we have run a script on the temp directory. So it was cd temp. So it was run this command. So it was in cron result, which is running on the server side in the backend server. And over here, you can see what was on that run this. So we have some permission granted over here. We have used the home admin change mode with -r, give a permission to the home admin server, and we just put this command on the file called run this. So it was basically running on the user privileges part. So let's come to the point. Let's go to the home directory, and we were on the cd admin. So in the cd admin, I can see there was bash log file, some bash profiles, some bash rc, some cat mode, some binaries is given over there, some cat, some change mode, some cronjob.py. Cronjob was py was running over there. You can see over here cat.cronjob.py. So it was a simple Python command, import os def writable temp cron result they have given over there. So with the open, they have given the permission just like the temp result. So does the command start with the home admin, okay, or the user bin? So we have granted the home admin part. So what are we gonna do over here? So they have given some files over here, just like crypt.txt. So crypt.txt contains some hash values, some crypt.py. They have crypt.py. So in crypt.py, they have given enhanced with the thanks to Dinesh Singh, Shikawar, LinkedIn, import bash, code string, encoding strings, base64 strings, and written to the code and code in the root 13. So they have given one all the crypt.result files. So script password, encrypted password, you can say. So over here we have one more thing, which is who is your god now. So let's see this one. So again we have road 13 text file. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this one paste it over here, and the second one, and that would be like this. So we are on the scale. So what are we going to do? We can see that in the crypt.pass, there was a encryption standard they were using. So compare this code. First of all, let's see this code. What is the actual meaning of this? So over here they have given the def, which is encoding string, encode the string which is your character. So you can say base64 encryption standard, then convert into base64 string, then return the codes encoded base64 into root 13. So over here they have given a proper path of Python encryption standard. So they are simply taking a string, and that string is converted into base64. Then the string is converted on root 13, which is also encryption standard. So this was one way encrypted pass. So let's talk about decryption part over here. So for decryption, I will say we're gonna reverse this thing. So first of all, root 13 will convert it into base 64, and the base 64 will come convert into reverse string. So if I talk about the public key and private key, so public key is used for encryption standard and private key is for decryption standard. But over here we have to understand the logic behind this. There's a simple string value. There's a simple string value which is converted into base 64. Then this base 64 converted into root 13. So it's a one-way encryption standard. But if you want to reverse this one, so we have to backward this. Root 13 will be converted into base 64. Then base 64 converted into string values. So what we can do over here, we can simply go to a website. Code beautifier, I guess. Or we can do root 13 decrypt. There are lots of online websites we can use it for. So this is cryptile.website. You can simply select your encryption standard over here. They are using root 13, replace, reverse, transform. You can see. So let's write. Let's look this one. This is also root 13. So we have a proper value. So let's use base 64. Wait, let's see. It should be the same over here. So we have base 64, root 13, and we have encrypted this password. So
But there are two strings, right?
yeah, this was code beautifier. This is one of the best website. So over here, root 13 to text. So let's see over here. So it was on root 13 to text. Then it's for string. So we have to convert the root 13 to text. Then over here we have to go to the base 64 decode. No, it was like okay, wait. Yeah, it was text reserve, and now we have a proper base. And over here, we're gonna use base for decode. So it was like your row 13, then your reverse text. Sorry, it was string over there, reverse string.
They have not used the operator for reverse string.
Yeah. Then it was base 64.
But what I'm saying is they did not use any reverse string operator in the code.
This one, no.
They have not used it. There's a reverse string operator normally comes in, which
Mm.
actually reverses the string. I don't see that.
Yeah, it's encoding the string values first of all.
Yes, yes,
Then, they basically go into base strings, base 64 strings part, which encode the string values.
yes, yes. No, see, the first one is passing the string. You got the function from another wherever you pass the string in. Now that string is
Mm.
encoded into base 64 and saved into base 64 string, right?
Mhm.
Now, but there has to be a function called reverse string,
Mhm.
but there is no function of reverse string.
There is no
By
reverse.
I Yeah, because
Yeah.
codex dot encode base 64. Now this function that double colon minus one. I'm not really
Mhm.
sure what exactly this does, but I know there is a reverse string. This is not complete, or maybe I'm wrong, but this is not correct.
So it's like a normal thing. They have simply given up kept the result passed. Just a encryption one-way password. So over here,
Okay.
what I did is simple. Let's do it again. So if I have a row 13 encryption standard, let's try with this one again over here. So where we were. So it was JSON beautiful, MD5 hash blur, random binary files, SQL strings, functionality web SQL YAML files. Yeah. So we were on the road 13 to text file. So what I did simply converted the road 13 into a text simple file. It was a string value over here. So that string value I compared to the text receiver. So the text receiver gave me a base 64 encryption part, which I use over here to decode. Same thing which we got like this over here also. So we're gonna use the encryption standard over here. We're gonna use a row 13.txt file. We're gonna reverse the text. Then we're gonna go to the reverse text revisor. And over here we're gonna go to the reverse string and we're gonna use base 64. So we have a proper spello file of here. So these were some files are encryption standard, which is basically used over here for the following standards. You can see over here. And what was this? This was who is your god now? It was FristiLeak, the user FristiLeak. And the crypted password was for admin user. So over here we have two functions over here. So if I do switch admin, it's gonna ask me the password. So the password was shallow.file, and we are admin on the local host. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check the sudo hyphen, check the permissions and the password. Sorry, user admin may not run sudo on the local host, so it doesn't have the permission on that. But we have another user which was FristiGod. So what I'm going to do, su FristiGuard, and he's going to ask me the password. So the password was let there be FristiGuard. And we are in. So the first thing what I'm going to do is sudo -l and permissions. So again we have a sudo user over here, a sudo user. So let's come to the path over here. Okay, so we are exploiting exploiting sudo right user. If an attacker can't directly get root access by another technique, he might try to compromise any of the user who have sudo access. So once he accesses any of the sudo user, he can basically execute any commands on the root privileges. So we're gonna try this one, and over here it's saying sudo -l, which is your print the command which can be allowed to as sudo users. So over here you can see they have given a proper path, and compare this one that it has also a permission to do all the functions on the var FristiGuard.secret.admin stuff, which is your docom. So I doesn't know which is docom. So what I'm going to look, I'm going to use ps process execution and grep docom. So over here I can see the process is running by the job. Let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write again the ps command, or we can simply write netstat antup. And over here I can see what other applications are running. Over here I can only see that there's a connection between my local host and the victim host, and we are running port 80. And yeah, that's all. So ps aux we can see, or we can see all the applications on the background services. For example, what I'm going to look is these are normal commands. No, it's not used. It's not fetching the grep command. So ps aux grep root user. They're given nothing over here. But over here we can see when I do sudo -l, I can see the FristiGuard has a permission which is running var FristiGuard software. So let's move it to over here. ls-all, and I can see the docom file which is running as root user. And we can see this is suid. So for suid, I already told you about where is it? The sudo executable files. Yes. So what we can do, we can use the find param files to check. Exploiting vulnerable sudo executable to get root access. So what was this? Sudo suid, which stand for set id, is a Linux feature that allows user to execute a file with the permission of a specific user. For example, the Linux ping command typically requires a root permission in order to open a network socket. So this application was permission has a root user. So we can try to cross verify. And in the backend,
The last one.
the last one, I guess. Yes. So where we were. Let's see the secret user. In the secret user, I can see there's a bash command over there. So let's try cat bash. Try to check all the commands one by one. So over here, they have given some history command that can be used over here. So for example, they have given sudo f sudo -u for the user, var docum file, and ls. Okay, they have running some commands over here with the ls with the root privilege users. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go to this directory, and over here I'm going to use the sudo user with the docum command because this application was running as root privileges, and through this application I'm going to add some multiple commands. For example, sudo -u, copy this one, okay, not an issue. So we're going to copy this one over here, and over here through the sudo command I'm going to run ben sh, which is my ben shell file, and we're going to use this command with the sudo user. So let's see what happens, and that works. We have a proper shell of the server over here. So if I write who am I can see we are a root user because this application was running as root services. So this was a congratulation for beating this FristiLeak by the errors you can see. So there was a lot of way that can be used, but this application, you have to think the logics. There were two logics over here. It was exploiting pseudo executable files, and it was taking the exploiting pseudo write user also. So there is a comparison between this one. So there are lots of other techniques that we can use it for comparison part, but we have to check all the post exploitation part over here. And you can use code beautifier for this one, but you have to understand the code over here they have given. So this was a proper machine of our FristiLeak.
Partho,